A man came running in and took me hostage. A man? Yes, Joe Darkey. He was a serial killer. Joe Darkey was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Darkey proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Darkey's questioning, Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Darkey. When Darkey grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Darkey. Just then, the lights went out. Lights? It was just about the time of year. I believe that Gant actually just, turned the lights off. Probably, that is what I believe. There was a terrible storm going on, and a lightning struck nearby. Or maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, we shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Stop, hear more. Of course we should hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago. Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. Ah, a picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Miss Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. What? But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Well, it's because Chief Gant had it. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. But it's not. It's right here. Right? Yep. There we go. So let's show that. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SM9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes. What is that? Hey! That's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened 2 years ago. Only half of the evidence in the case ever reached you. What? What? Exactly. Order, order. But Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor? Are you all right, Miss Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Really? And he haven't even noticed it. Like, what is this? If it is a picture behind, you know, on that paper. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible? Let's see. Uh-huh. Is something wrong? Yes, it appears so. Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Oh, yeah, the blue badger. That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. Okay. Very well. Witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Emma's picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Darkey about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Emma's picture. Okay.